Simpson has assembled one of the most fantastic coin collections in recent memory, and over the course of the next year, Heritage will be dispersing the majority of that collection over 6 auctions, starting with 349 select coins in Part 1. Here are just a few of the highlights from that auction, starting off with an iconic California Gold Rush coin, the $50 octagonal Humbert Gold Slug. This K2 variety features a lettered edge inscribed Augustus Humbert, United States Assayer of Gold, California, 1851. These were only struck in 1851 and 1852, with numerous varieties known, struck by the firm of Moffett and Company operating as United States Assayer's Office of Gold in San Francisco as a sort of stopgap measure until the San Francisco Mint proper could be established in 1854. Graded by PCGS as MS63, this bold gold coin sold for $240,000 at auction. The Snow 3 variety of the 1856 Flying Eagle cent is unique in the short-lived series, as it is identified as probably the 634 such early coins minted and distributed to members of Congress in order to aid in obtaining legislative approval for the new coin designs. Identified as being struck with a single die pair with a repunched 5 on the date, this spectacular example managed to survive in an astounding Proof 67 Plus grade, the finest known at PCGS. The CAC endorsed coin sold at auction for $240,000. The single undisputed hallmark of the Simpson collection, however, is quality. And in terms of New Orleans gold coins, there is just one coin that is heralded above all others. The 1899 New Orleans Branchment Gold Eagle was purchased by J.M. Clapp in 1899 directly from the New Orleans Mint. It was kept in the Clapp family collection until 1942, when Louis Eliasberg purchased that collection en masse, and there it stayed until the Eliasberg sale took place in 1982. This is only the coin's third ever appearance at public auction, and it's graded as a CAC endorsed MS68 Plus by PCGS, by far the finest known gold coin from the New Orleans Mint overall, an accolade which ensured a closing price at auction of $336,000. In his fantastic book on Standing Liberty Quarter Dollars, J.H. Klein wrote that without any debate, the 1918 over 7S Standing Liberty Quarter is the very rarest full head in the entire series. None in MS65, 6, or 7 full head exist, and it is head and shoulders rarer than any other date, including the 1927S. That statement holds as true today as it did when it was written, and with the possible exception of one other coin known in the same grade. Nothing is better example of that claim than this spectacular PCGS graded MS64 Plus full head 1918 over 7 Standing Liberty coin that raised a record-setting $336,000 at auction. More California gold is on offer now with a truly unbelievably attractive 1854 Kellogg's Company $20 coin. This is, once again, you guessed it, the finest known certified coin of its type, as you could say for so many of the Simpson collection coins. It truly looks like it was minted yesterday, bearing close resemblance to the federal issue of the day. This coin was a response to a dire coin shortage within the California region at the time. The San Francisco Mint had already opened its doors for business, however, they were suffering from a shortage in separating assets acids and copper for alloys and the like. As such, it was unable to deliver circulating gold coins in sufficient quantity. The private sector stepped in to fill the void, and these coins were the result. Graded by PCGS as MS65 with a green CAC sticker of approval, the coins sold at auction for $336,000. From that, we move on to an 1808 Quarter Eagle gold coin, the second finest known example, behind only the Pogue coin of the same issue. Of this single-year type coin with a total mintage of only 2,710 coins, with no other Quarter Eagles to be minted until 1821, of which there are an estimated 120 to perhaps 150 on the high-end coins left surviving today, with only 106 coins listed in the population report total. An interesting fact about this coin is that the dies were created by the then still young assistant engraver John Reich, who, unbeknownst to anyone at the time, secretly signed his dies by including a small notch to star number 13 on the obverse, sold here in a PCGS MS63 slab for a price of $576,000 at auction. And as a true statement to just how amazing the coins in this auction really are, is the fact that the following coin is not at the very top of the list, as it surely would have been in really any other auction. The famous Strickland, or rather Lord St. Oswald's example of the 1795 silver plug flowing hair dollar. This remarkable coin was held in a single English family collection for nearly 170 years, ever since it was acquired, in all likelihood directly from the Philadelphia Mint in 1795, only to appear at auction for the very first time in 1964. Since then, it shares a provenance with Jimmy Hayes, the D. Brent Pogue collection, and of course Mr. Simpson. Graded as PCGS MS65+, it sold at auction for $630,000. And then we feature an extraordinary specimen of the 1796 dime, the very first dime struck for the Federal Series by the US Mint. In fact, to go even further, there is reason to believe that this might very well have been literally the first dime struck, period. Now, of course, making such a lavishly outlandish claim just invites scrutiny, and rightly so as well. So let's examine that, shall we? The coin is of the so-called JR1 variety, which is known to be the earliest die state for the first die marriage used to strike these coins. Most of these were seen with an obverse die cut connecting the rim of the coin with star number 1, a feature which, as I'm sure you've noticed, is entirely lacking on this particular coin, meaning that it was struck before the die break occurred. And then there is the obvious care that was taken to strike the coin itself, even to the point where a small wire rim was created around the edge. The only reason for such great care to be taken was if it was created as a presentation piece, which would also explain why the coin has managed to survive in such immaculate condition to this very day. Now, naturally, a precise emission sequence cannot be pinned down, but all of this does indicate that it would have been reserved for the first handful of coins for a brand new type such as this. PCGS apparently agrees with this assessment, as the coin was not graded as mint state, but rather as a specimen 67. The coin managed to raise a total of $750,000 at auction, at its turn on the auction block. And if $250,000 coin wasn't enough, then let's go even further, because the undisputed highlight of the auction is a coin that is recognized as an American numismatic legend in its own right, in a league with coins such as the fabled $1804, the 1913 Liberty Head nickels, and the like. This is the 1894 S Barber Dime, a coin which has fascinated and confused coin collectors in equal measure ever since it was created nearly 130 years ago. Now, I already made an earlier video about these coins that you can watch for more details if you like, but through a century of legend, confoundment, and research, we have been able to glean that a total of 24 of these coins were actually minted in June of 1894 in order to balance a bullion account from the San Francisco Mint before the fiscal year's close. Since 2.5 million dimes were minted only the year prior, it was naturally assumed that more would follow before the year's end. But as a result of the economic downturn of 1893 caused many banks in the western and even midwestern states to close their doors. In short, there was simply no additional demand for subsidiary coinage of this size. Today, only 9 coins are known to still exist, with this specimen being tied for the finest known with a grade of branchment proof 66. This coin sold at auction for the amount of $1,500,000. I'll probably make a part 2 of this particular auction very soon, but in the meantime, remember to subscribe to WNN and activate notifications with the bell icon so you'll know when new videos are released. For the World Numismatic News, I'm Numisman saying thank you for watching, keep collecting, and have a fantastic day.